night.
Yeah.
Rush Island, spring on.
Spring night. Rush Island.
Well, thanks for checking out another clip on the Web Show in London. It was the Brixton adventure with my old mate Johny Webb, and I left the hotel. Of course, I'm staying in Bayswater, a beautiful area. If you've seen the movie Notting Hill, it's the next suburb along, of course, the famous telephones from Doctor Who and the famous taxis that you see all around the city of London. But took the camera for a walk around this morning to film some of the shops that you see in the local area. Of course, the famous pubs that seem to be on every corner. But I made my way to the station because the first thing I had to do was navigate the tube system after being in Paris and just working it all out. I had to start again. There's a bunch of people from around the world beginning their adventure in London. I had to go from Bayswater to Tootingbeck, so I made my way from the underground up to the street to check out the famous buses. It's been a while since I caught up with Johny Webb. The last time we filmed was in 2004, so 5 years ago, and we talked about all kinds of things in the car and met his family, and then 5 years later, jumping in the car, and we picked things up straight away. What's been happening?
Alright Andy, how you doing, mate?
Good.
You're on me already, are you?
You going well?
Not bad, not bad. Up and downs, highs and lows. Still loads of traffic, Andy.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? I need a shave.
Everywhere I've been looking lately, all I see are parking inspectors.
Well, see, that's what we're up against now. They're trying to cream as much money as they can from the poorest, you know?
Yeah.
So, and the easiest one is the motorist. They love to tax the motorist. And that's what we've got now. They're talking about putting £15 if you get caught speeding, yeah? Any kind of speeding, say 10 miles an hour over, or 5 miles an hour over, they want to hit you with £15 fine to pay the criminal, what do they call it now? Some criminal pot. So like where criminals have done whatever and they have to pay compensation, they're hitting the motorist, telling me I got to pay for someone else's criminality. I'm a driver, not a criminal, you know what I mean? Because I went 3 miles an hour over the limit. It's outrageous, this country. You know what I mean? Gordon Brown, the lot of them, the lot of them, you know? Peaceful revolution we need, peaceful, you know? None of these agent provocateurs, just some nice decent people to go and tell the truth.
Yeah, so there you go, some truth in politics would be a nice change. If you haven't seen the stuff with Johny, it's called The London Adventure, and just type in Johny Webb, but the adventure continued. So we're off to Brixton, is that right?
That's right, Brixton.
How far away? How would you explain Brixton? And it's like the coolest, one of the coolest places, right?
Well, I don't know, is it cool? You know, I lived there all my life, so I grew up with it. Brixton was a Victorian town about 100 years ago, very eloquent. You had to be very well and sought after to live there. And they built lovely, big, massive Victorian houses. And as I say, it was very, you know, a prestigious place to live. But what happened was, in the 50s, or just after the war, they moved a lot of immigrants into that area, because they were actually being brought over in the 50s as colonials to come and work in England, because we had like a lot of people killed and we had a lot of jobs going. So they moved them into England, into London, and they ended up putting them in a basement underground called the London Deep Shelter Tunnels. And one of those tunnels was near to Brixton, so when they came up out of the tunnels, they actually put a lot of them in Brixton, and it sort of like became like a melting pot from there, but in a positive way. You know, it's a nice area, it's multicultural. Food-wise, you can get any food from anywhere in the world there. There's quite a lot going on.
Yeah, so that was it. Our adventure was set just to roam around the streets of Brixton with the camera and film some of the sights. Very different to Paris, where I'd just been the last week, but awesome fun walking around with Johny through the back streets and then back onto the main streets. Brixton has such history in the UK, with particularly with music, some of the stuff I've read about, so it was fun to be there with the camera, where we stumbled upon this place, a famous landmark in the area.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
Yeah, it was a massive hit all around the world, Electric Avenue, and Johny doing a great version there, so I thought I'd take the camera through for a real-life stroll. This is what it's like.
For all men sees all the parents, the shoes and the clothes, so you could be dying on the inside and nobody knows. It was crazy, yeah. Sometimes £2 the last college, £1. £2 the last college of bargain, £2. I'll tell you, yeah? Keep real, man. Also, I'm gonna whip you.
So there's a quick glimpse of the real life in Brixton, Electric Avenue on a Tuesday afternoon, and I thought I'd head back to the music stand, see if we can interview one of the guys.
Brixton, out of the record store. What's your name?
Glenn.
Nice to meet you, man. How are you?
I'm fine.
So tell us about like Brixton for people all around the world. Like, what's your favourite thing about it?
Well, I'll tell you, reggae music, the history of reggae music, it's all about selling CDs, DVDs, you know? We've been selling music for like 30 odd years now.
Wow. Okay.
That's a long time to be selling music.
So I've just stopped in here now and bought a CD. Tell us about this one.
Well, this one's like Culture CD, Culture 5, various artists on it. Well, it's all about history, trying to keep the youth off the road, preventing the crime, trying to keep them off the road and on the road, you know?
Yeah. How would you describe Brixton? Do you live here?
No, I don't live Brixton. Brixton's a nice place to come. Everyone goes, oh, Brixton's violent, but it's not really violent as such. I don't really see Brixton like that. I see a place where you buy food, talk to people, meet people, greet people, relax, reason, discuss things, all kind of discussion.
Cool, man. You been to Australia?
Yeah, I've been Australia. I've been Australia. I've been Jamaica. I've been abroad. I've toured. I come back. Been to Africa. I've been Nigeria. I've been everywhere. You have to tour. One thing in life, we don't tour. Best place to go was Nigeria, motherland. Nice, very hot. Wow. Women out there was pretty ladies.
Really? In Nigeria?
Yeah, pretty ladies out there.
Good stuff. Well, man, the show that I do is like asking people about dreams, right? If they could live the ultimate dream. What's yours?
My dream is selling music, playing music. That's my history. Some people don't like music, but there's nothing wrong with music, you know. It's part of life, music.
All right, man.
History.
Cool. Well, how much you charge me for that CD?
Only a £5.
£5. All right, man. Good to meet you.
Bless.
We suffering so hard. The big shallot every town that the fruits bear. We can't afford to be living in a terror and fear. Most Jah, that is how we prepare. If I want slice of bread, Rasta man, we will share.
Why them pressure me